Alright, hopefully now I have audio since that cut out there for a minute. Okay, so today we're going to be fixing a VPOR error on 820-3115. Yesterday we had the same board and I thought it was just corrosion under the SMC. I reflowed it and then this stupid edge bonding got stuck under it, so I pulled it and reballed it and it still did it. So I'm going to go over how I came to the conclusion that the SMC is dead on this board. So we are going to go over the circuit on this board, so hopefully you can see the multimeter. So I'm just going to go over this brief. I'm not going to go into specifics or details. I'm just going to go over it real quick and fast. Here's our VPOR sensor right here. So what this chip does right here, this is a sensor chip. This tells the SMC how much voltage is on our BP bus 12 volt rail. Why that is, I have no idea. I'm not an electronic engineer. So this is going to go through a resistor through the other side of the board. It's going to go through this resistor right here, which is going to come from our probe point, and as you can see right there is very corroded, and that's probably our issue right here, or maybe our issue. So it's going to go through this resistor, and then on the other side of the resistor is going to be SMC, SO, sensor, or whatever, something like that. And that's going to go talk to the SMC. Now you see we have a via right here, and this via is a little corroded. If this, I don't know if this is connected or not, which it appears to be connected. It just looks like it's a little bit corroded, but the issue here is our diode mode measurement is way too low. So we're going to check in 1 second what we're measuring. I just want to put a little bit of fresh solder and see if that improved. So there could be a couple things that are going to cause our diode mode measurement to be low. So number one is going to be leaking capacitor. Not very likely that it's a leaking capacitor. So that connection is nice and restored now. Of course you can't see it because it was out of frame. So measuring in diode mode, we're going to measure just in diode mode. Where is it? Got an ammeter. Okay, hopefully you guys can see that. Okay, so we're going to measure SMC, SO, V-sense, or whatever it is, to ground, and we get 0.59, or that's going to be, I think, 59 ohms to ground. Let me double check. Now, anyone that knows a little bit about electronics and this circuit knows that 55 ohms to ground is no good. So, you think, how do you know that's just not normal? Because it's not a dead short, no, but it's a partial short. Here's how I know why. Here's a good 820-3115 that this does pass ASD. We're going to measure ohms, or in diode mode again. And you see we get far, far above that. Measure again, ohms to ground. It's probably not even going to register. Yeah, it's probably going to be 5 kilo ohms to ground or something like that. Yeah, see, it's way high. So we know we have a problem here, and yeah, it's 5 kilo ohms to ground. So now, what is causing that? Well, there's a couple things that can cause that. Anything with a path to ground in that circuit can cause it to be low to ground. So usually a capacitor, when a capacitor is going to short, it's going to short dead to ground. Not always, though. So one thing we're going to do is we're going to take off this capacitor right here. Right here, which that is connected to that, and we're going to remeasure because that could be our issue. I kind of highly doubt it because it's a capacitor, but let's double check. And it looks like one of the ends is a little corroded too, so might as well just get rid of it. These tweezers are no good. So let's remeasure. And we get the same. So now we have two possible things. We have either the SMC or U5880 or whatever it is, U5480. We already replaced U5480, so we know that's not the problem. So we only have one possible thing left, is the SMC. So let's put back that cap before I forget. Let's get a new cap because we do not want to use the old cap. That would make no sense. And we are going to put a fresh reballed SMC on there. Alright, let's get a new cap. Here's a nice 3115 with an SMC on it. Thank you, Tech Service. Alright, so a little flux in the donor board. This new fresh cap on here. That's a nice nasty looking cap. That does not look well, so I'm gonna just oxidation and just junk from China. So we're gonna put some flux down, a little bit of fresh solder. Good as new. Not really, but it'll work. So now it looks like we're going to replace the SMC. So make sure to take the RAM out before doing any kind of rework like that. Let's pull the SMC off, and another thing I'm going to do is put the heatsink. No, don't need a heatsink. I'm going to pull this SMC off, and that will tell us if I was correct on our measurements. The nozzle is fairly hot. There we go. Alright, so we want to remember our orientation, of course, because we do not want to put that on the wrong way. It'll probably explode. Let's pull the SMC off. And this SMC is partially dead. It's pulling a VPOR error, so worst comes to worst, I could still use it for something. You know. It has the power of a quick hot air station. So let's just clear that short. Is it the same MacBook from yesterday? Yeah. Just want to clear a lot of the, in case there's a bridge, just to ensure our new measurement won't be skewed. And let's measure again on that. We're going to do diode mode. It works good enough. And we'll do diode mode and resistance to ground again. Alright, so as you can see, I'm measuring the same point on the board. Let's see. And you see it's much higher, so that SMC was shorted internally. So let's go ahead, pull an SMC from the donor board. Again, remember the orientation because I just forgot, so I have to look at the donor board. SMCs aren't that bad because there's going to be alignment. There's that one part of the chip is flat, so it's kind of hard to mistake. So and this chip, I think I just took the edge bonding off. I was going to put on another one, but oh, are you kidding me? I just took the SMC off of a good board. I just took the good SMC off of a board. Oh well, let's put it back on. Oh, that was stupid. Okay. That was stupid. I took the SMC off the wrong board. I'm a moron. I can't believe I just did that. I just took the SMC off of the wrong board. And that's why the edge bonding was gone too, because I don't know why. That was stupid. If that was a donor board, I could leave it up, but no, this is another customer's board that was here. So I can't very well leave that on there. It's okay. We will reball it really fast. That was stupid. That was very stupid. I cannot believe I took the SMC off on a good board. Oh well. It was pulling sensor errors. It could probably use to be reballed anyway. This one, I reflowed it and the sensor errors were fixed, so maybe a reball. It's not totally unproductive. That was stupid. Gotta try and keep the flux a little bit clean because I don't want to reball. I don't want to have to ultrasonic this again. It already went in the ultrasonic too many times. Yeah, never update software. Okay, let's reball that chip. That was stupid. There may have already been stuff under it, so maybe reballing it, like I said, was not a bad idea. Still can't believe I took that off of the customer's board. Sounds like, yeah, there's sirens all over the place here. Okay, so this wasn't totally a waste because this chip had to be reflowed prior, and that's why the edge bonding was off of it. So reball probably wouldn't do it all bad, so shall reball it. I just still can't believe I did something that's stupid. Okay, hopefully I can get this one on the first try. I think I will. I think it'll go just fine. Make sure the stencil's nice and dry. Clean the area around it with the Captain tape. Turn it a little bit. It makes it a lot harder when the chip is sideways because you kind of lose. Okay, Captain tape. "21 minutes in, I need to do this faster because I don't want to be here for 2 hours. I don't know what this is, it's like reballing season. Xbox One reball. Isn't that a flip chip that you can't reball it, or it's like key gunning a GPU or something? Now to find my solder paste and my spudger, because those seem to disappear every time I use them. Seriously, where'd my solder paste go? Okay. Oh, so on those it actually is an issue with the solder balls and not the bumps in the chip on Xbox Ones. I want to do this twice, so I'm gonna make sure I push it down in there. Sometimes it'll look like it's in the stencil, but it's actually not. You want to make sure it gets down in there good. Yeah, solder paste is annoying. There. We're gonna go 370. $370.20. start from far away, and hopefully this turns out okay, because I would hate to do this again, especially on a board that I wasn't supposed to revolve the SMC on. I can already tell this one's going to turn out horrible because the ball's on top. Whenever they jump out like that, that is never good. And go down in there. Sometimes they'll go back in, but this time doesn't look like they will. This one actually looks good. Hard to say, I won't know until I take the stencil off. But the mat lifted up, and whenever that happens, that's never good. Flux to help them drying off. Okay, hopefully this doesn't turn into a mess when I take it off. I have a feeling it will, but you never know. More flux, and let's pull this thing out. Maybe a mess, maybe not. One thing is they tend to come out a little bit easier when, at least with this paste, high heat and quick. And that came out beautiful. I have to let the chip cool down a little bit, then I'm going to clean it with alcohol. And then we'll get to reballing the real one, because I took the board off, this SMC off the customer's board, and or a customer's board, and the wrong one at that, so I don't know if these are dry yet. I have not tried the glass method. I've never even heard of that. I don't want these little balls there, so I want to try and clean those out. So you basically just set the chip on the. I'm gonna give this just 2.5 seconds in the ultrasonic real quick, just to clean off the stuff going on the chip. Everything sounds real healthy. Glass on top of the stencil. No. Okay, I see. Kind of see where you're going with that. Yeah, that ultrasonic cleaner sounds pretty terrible, actually. You can hear it in the stream. Didn't even take the flux off of this thing. I'm not concerned about the fluxes. I'm more concerned about the little bits of solder balls, but I think they'll be okay. We just got to get rid of the Q-tips particles. Let's put it back in there just for a second. When you put these on the board, you do not want any particles whatsoever between the board and the balls. So always clean it off. And I'm hoping I can get this thing to be a little quieter. So both sides of the ultrasonic are actually working right now, and that's probably why it sounds the way it does, is because that second one is... There we go, that's nice and clean now. Nice clean SMC ready for... Dry in the water. We can put that on the board. Still think that I took the wrong one off. Yeah, I'll have to try that with the glass, but I don't really reball enough to... I mean, I guess I do, but... What happened now at Rossman Repair Group? Seems kind of hectic over there with all the new help. Okay. Again, doesn't have to be aligned properly, just close enough. Push it down. I mean, my stream has never had good viewership, so... I mean, my streams in general. Lewis is streaming his chair. Okay. I wish I had no backlight problem here. All I have is this nonsense SMC sensor issues and, you know, all kinds of junk like that. Backlight repair would be nice and fun. Retro care. Hi Tim. Thanks. Hi to you too. Looks decent. Let's test it. Let's get a fan. I don't have a fan. Yeah, I do right here. Oh, that one's screwed in. I don't want to take that one off. So, okay. So instead of the fan, no, I need a fan. Let's find a fan. Oh, Hamdi. Of course I remember. I've been around, but I'll take it off the other one, I guess. Gotta find my screwdriver now. Finding a screwdriver is one thing, now finding the Torx T5 bit that's missing is another. Oh, that's a Phillips. Someone switched it. Okay, so plug the fan on this one. Hopefully this thing works. Which it will. The SMC was perfectly fine. I don't think I screwed anything up. That one works. Okay, now let's get to the real work because I took the SMC off the wrong board. So let's the donor board. Let's clean my work area, clean the stencil up a little bit because this is a mess. Can't stand working in a messy work area. Alright. I'm going to take advantage of the short time when my second transducer is working. That's what it is. Every time I do a live stream, I get loads of friend requests on Facebook and I have no idea why. These all scammers? Yeah, these are scammers. Okay. This office is messy. You can see the whole area around it. I don't know how some techs do it with messy areas. I have to have mine just completely clean. in the stencil, and then we'll pull the right one and put it on the right board, hopefully. Of course, this time I'll take the SMC off of that one donor and probably put it on the other donor. Let's hope that doesn't happen. Stencil's pretty clean. The thing is on the my profile picture isn't of me. Well, it's of me, but it's not of my face. So how they find out who I am, I have no idea. I don't know if they're scammers. I don't know if they're legitimate people. I have no idea. So I just ignore them. Unless, of course, I've seen them in the group and. Sometimes it's people wanting to get their MacBook fixed, and then they see, you know, works at my business, and so they think, oh, let's send a friend request, because obviously that's the most clear way to tell you I need to get something fixed, rather than going to the website and submitting a repair request. So, most people are decent about that, though. Alright, let's take the SMC off this donor. Let me make sure it's the right board, which it is, and not the good one. It's I don't know what it is. It's of my back, I think, soldering under the scope. I don't remember. You have a nice website. Thank you. I appreciate that. Where did I put my good tweezers at? Just had them. Literally, I just had them. Yeah, the radar project is on hold because I'm too busy with the store. Bunch of dry pads in this one, I'm sure. Not too bad. See this right here? This is no good. I mean, it's okay, but a lot of times if you reflow the chip and you have this edge bonding on there, it will not turn out good. This actually looks like it had corrosion under it at one time. I can't tell if that's just corrosion or bad flux. Oh, that's just a little bit of flux. That's Apple factory flux. Look at this. So these are factory Apple balls, and I think they are anyway. Whatever. Who cares? So we're just going to put a little flux down and clean all that leaded up. Clean all this up. Go. Get what fell because my solder fell. Mine, these tweezers I have right here are from, I got for free, so I can't complain about them, they're pretty good. Otherwise I use Hakko CHP3SA. Which for the price are decent. I don't buy expensive tweezers. I just buy tweezers that work. Okay, that SMC is clean. Clean the chip up, put the stencil on, reball it. Put it on the board, run ASD, hopefully it passes. Looks good enough. What's the next big tool on my list? Probably nothing. I mean, I have everything. Actually, I'm wrong about that. I'm probably gonna be setting up another station here soon, so probably more of the same stuff. So another another SM microscope, another Hakko FX951. Just for general stuff like. If I do hire someone, it'll just be, you know, change the obvious bad components, you know, corroded stuff. If it still doesn't work, then it goes in my pile. Yeah, if someone could just do, like, when the board comes in, just change the obvious corroded stuff. You know, if it looks bad, change it. And then, you know, just do the general board repair, and then advanced board repair, you know, PM sleep, S4L and stuff. That stuff will still go to me, probably. Or the other way around. Maybe I'll do the easy stuff and then give the hard stuff to someone else. That sounds like a better solution. The quick hot air station is absolutely incredible. It'll blow your JBC out the door. I don't like that at all. JBC is an awesome piece of equipment, but the Quick is a better piece of equipment. However, my $261, 200 whatever I paid for it Quick might just be a little bit more powerful. That's aligned sort of good enough. Hopefully this will work since I got one. First SMC. But the JBCs are nice, I will admit. Those will get the job done. Those are pretty amazing stations. But when you can get something for it like the Quick that's going to rival it almost to the T, get the Quick. I want to move this so you can still see my work area. There, that's better. You can see my whole work area. How many years have you had the JBC? My Quick I've had about a year. No, wait. No. Way longer than a year. Almost a year and a half now. And I've gotten good use out of it. The heating element's a little worn. It won't make my lights flicker anymore, and that's how I know it's getting a little bit worn out. So I bought another one just to have on hand, but otherwise it's awesome. I wish I had thermal paste. Looks like soldering paste. Why? I don't get why. Soldering paste brings bad memories. Soldering paste will give me nightmares. I don't know why you'd want thermal paste to look like that. Let's hope this works. I don't mind the saturation and flux. This particular paste works really good. So again, we're going to start from really far away. We're just going to kind of preheat the area. Wait for that flux to start melting. Pretty much on this paste, once the flux is starting to melt, then the solder will melt too. Just go slow. There we go. Come on, form. Have a couple. That's no good. Come on. This was no good. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna have to redo this one. Okay. I think redo it or no, you know what? I think I can save this one. Yeah, I can save this. So this did not turn out well. No, the balls are sticking. On some of them they will, you know, like you can see like that one and that one. This will be okay, I think. I just need to put some paste where the other ones didn't get. You get out of here, you get out of here, all these guys gotta go. Reballing, it's like a... Oh, is there thunderstorms? Reballing is kind of like a gamble. Sometimes it'll go okay, sometimes it won't. It's literally, it's take your, you know, your pick. Sometimes it's going to go excellent, and sometimes it's going to go terrible. Bro, you're occasionally going to mess up with reballing, and that's okay. The tip cleaner, those things are overpriced, I agree. I mean, it doesn't... It just seems kind of pointless to spend money on that. And I literally could just jab my iron in the stuff that I have, and then it's the same thing. Save money on tips. I mean, I never buy tips. They last on my Hacko. I've heard JBC's the tip life is not very good. The first reball of the day went good, but this one didn't. So I'm gonna try a little less airflow. And this is just that it just didn't want to stick. I don't know. It's a gamble. Each time is a gamble. Sometimes it'll be okay, sometimes it won't. Okay. We're gonna go over and look at what balls we didn't get. And you know what? No, I think that'll be okay. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. We'll find out soon enough, but I feel like when I take the stencil off, it's just gonna all be a mess of a train wreck of balls, so we'll see. Yeah, I mean, I've had the same J-tip that I use, and I've had that for a long time, and it's still fine. And some people go through tips so fast, it's crazy. Alright, let's try more flux. Right here. Either we just want flux in the areas that there isn't going to be any flux, but that's... Sometimes the flux may actually help a little bit. Or it's just going to make a mess like that. But and maybe we're good. Some have a little less for my liking. Like that one, but I think that's functional. I think this chip will work. And I think we'll get a nice happy fan spin. But let's see. Could be a total train wreck when I take it off. I'm just going to put some flux down again. Just the flux kind of helps because a lot of these balls are still liquid, and the flux kind of helps them, one, cool, and it's going to prevent oxidation while they're still that hot. Yeah, and the ones a couple of those are messy from putting the flux on, but that'll straighten themselves out. Okay, I'm confident all the balls are dry. I'm going to take this Kapton tape off, and we're going to high heat, high airflow, pull the chip out, and let's see if it's a train wreck or if it's decent. Probably will be, I don't know, I'm 50-50 on this one. I think it'll be okay, but soon to find out. Alright, moment of truth, and those are nice. So I gotta let the chip cool. We're gonna put it on the other board. Okay, same thing. I'm going to put this in the ultrasonic for a few seconds just to clear the flux and a little bit of solder off, because I really don't want to ultrasonic the have to, you know, risk my lousy cleaner ruining a board, because hopefully the solder wasn't too soft. dropping the chip in the cleaner. It's not good. Every time I tried to hold it, it would just fall in. Yeah, that needs more. Cause see what I don't like? See these little tiny solder balls in there? Let me see. You can't have that, so if you do, you're gonna get problems. Technically it's gonna work, but I just would rather not have that if I don't have to. And the chip fell in. It's like as soon as it hits the water, the vibration's shaking out of the tweezer. Probably because it's warm. I don't know. Stuff in my hand. Fell in the cleaner.
Fell in the cleaner?
Yeah.
Oh.
Now where to go? Don't even tell me when in the drain now. We didn't go to the drain.
You're just cleaning the SMC?
Yeah, because it has solder balls on it. I think it'll do it right now. I don't want to keep dropping it in the cleaner. So, head now?
Yeah, I'm head now.
Alright, have a good night.
You as well. Don't work too hard now.
I won't have Branson on my hands, so you might want to wash your hands.
Okay.
Should be fine though.
Ah, yeah, as long as it's toxic or anything.
Read the label. Yeah, I will. I have to clean this thing. I try a different pair of tweezers and just not put it all the way in. Because I don't want issues. I'm gonna go wash my hands real quick. Alright. I had Branson on my hands and that's not something good. So the chip is nice and clean now. One thing I noticed is holding the tweezers in the ultrasonic cleaner Could feel the vibrations of the cleaner up through my finger. Probably shouldn't do that much. And it still didn't get rid of them. Are you kidding me? Has to go more in the cleaner. That thing is a piece of junk. Hasn't even done anything. I mean, this isn't something that is going to affect its function immediately, but this is something that's going to come back in the warranty period because of the solder balls under it. Stupid thing fell again. Whatever, you know what? Who cares? Let's try our luck. I'll just put the board in the cleaner after. We'll try our luck. I'm sick of dropping the chip in the cleaner. Let's just double check it. Yeah, it's good enough. That poor SMC, the SMC is just fine. This is a happy SMC. SMCs like being dropped in ultrasonic cleaners. At the bottom. SMCs like that. That's SMC approved behavior. %, SMC approved behavior. I don't know what would make you think that it was. That wasn't. No, it'll be fine. Those solder balls aren't going to combine. Alright, so with the board, and let's get a working VPOR circuit. Hopefully. Yeah, Lewis's SMCs are way worse off than mine. Those things are tortured. Mine are treated nicely. I'm even cleaning them before I put them on. Those SMCs are treated right. Unlike some places that are reballed time after time. No, I'm just joking. We do treat our SMCs right here. They're cage-free and organic SMCs. Cage-free organic SMCs. This board definitely has to go in the ultrasonic after, so better turn that on. Get whatever life I have out of it. There's little bits of solder balls that I don't want, but those should go away. I'm gonna put the cleaner in the board for like 5 minutes because the cleaner is already not working. 100%, so leaving it in longer isn't really going to hurt it. I mean, if it was working at full wattage, yeah, I would say, you know, let's not put it in there for 5 minutes, but it's working at probably like half of the wattage it's designed for, so putting it in there for half an hour isn't going to hurt it. Not literally half an hour, but you guys get my point. HDD PCB work is not, you don't need much equipment for that. They are, you know, simple boards. It's aligned good enough, I think. Hopefully this goes on into place and doesn't. There we go. You don't look like you're fully in place. There you go. Full speed. There we go. Okay. Pull the chip off, then we're going to put some RAM, put the heatsink on, boot into ASD, and see if we still have VPOR errors. If it is VPO errors, that gives me a reason to smash this board in half because I'm sick of this. We're going to ultrasonic this anyway, so don't even worry about that. Okay, so we're going to measure now. Oh, this meter doesn't shut off by itself. I have to make sure to shut that off. Okay. That's kind of annoying. That'll end me with a few dead batteries. Okay, you guys can see the meter? Yeah, you guys can. Okay, you see that's much higher. It's going to be low. It's going to be low because the SMC is burning hot. If we cool that down, that area down, it should be lower, but that should be acceptable. It's not as high as I want it to be, but it should be acceptable. It's just because the SMC has been very hot, and that always lowers their resistance a little bit. But it should still be within acceptable resistance limits too. Let's measure again once that chip just cooled off a little bit more. Let's see what ohms we have to ground at least. So anywhere from 1 to 5 kilo ohms would be acceptable. 5.5 kilo ohms to ground, so we are good. Let's put a fan on this and a heatsink. So let's clean the CPU. We don't need to clean it, it'll be fine. We don't need to clean the CPU because this is going back in the ultrasonic. So as long as it can keep it from shutting off, which is an Ivy bridge, so we could even take the heatsink off and it's still probably not going to shut off. But as long as we keep it within acceptable thermal limits, we're fine. And we'll ultrasonic it after again. Wait, I remembered I have a Thunderbolt chip to change on this. So I'll do that later. And I'm missing the other heatsink screws. Let me get a new one for a different board. And then this can get ultrasonic, and this can get out of here tomorrow, maybe. No, tomorrow's being hopeful. Yeah, tomorrow's about right. So, stick a RAM. Make sure we get a fan spin, because remember, there's no guarantee that that SMC was any good. And where's the fan? hopefully we'll get a fan spin and not quarter fan spin or some nonsense. Plug it in. Get nothing. Let's see, come on. DC inboard trolling me probably. Alright, what's up? Oh, this is no good. No green light in high fan. Don't even tell me the donor SMC is put. It's in SMC bypass mode. Okay. This is not any fun. Oh, great. Alright. So the donor SMC was bad, I think. So is SMC on-off L short? If SMC on-off L is short, which it's probably going to be shorted by the SMC. So SMC on-off L, which is going to show up on. If it thinks SMC on-off L is being held down, which it shouldn't because that signal is pretty high. So that could be a leaking C5710. That's possible, is it? It could be a leaking C5710. That cap tends to go out without any. Okay, so what we're going to do, let's give the SMC one more reflow, just in case, but I kind of doubt it'll do anything. Oh, this sucks. Wait. Okay. We get a green light and a normal fan spin now. So it was just one ball wasn't touching right, or maybe there was a little short under it. Okay, so we're back. We're good. And that tells me now we got ultrasonic this thing. I'm going to leave it in there for like 10 minutes. I don't care. It's not going to hurt the board because the cleaner is half dead. So where's the closure? And you're going to see this will pass ASD. Change that cleaner water after too, because it's all that metal and stuff in it is gonna. I found metal shards in my cleaner once, and what I found is the basket was rubbing. I don't remember, it was just really fine. I don't remember what exactly it was, but it's because the basket was rubbing on the tank and wearing at it. And obviously that's no good. Of course, now that I fixed that, the VPOR sensor, now it's going to fail in like IDOR or ID0R or whatever it is. That would sound about right for my luck. Fix one sensor error and get another one. Because that's how things are with me. So this is just going to get a quick ASD test because I don't want to run this thing for too long. Don't want to run it for too long, just in case there's another one of those solder balls under there, but I highly doubt it. Okay, we're gonna find our ASD disk, which is right here. It chimed. No backlight? Seriously? No image or no backlight? What is the problem here? I don't know if this board is meant to be fixed. If it now has no image, the SMC really doesn't have anything to do with image, so let's try it one more time. I think the display is bad. It wouldn't surprise me. Now we have display. There we go, we're booting into ASD. So see, it works. It's on. If I move the display, it's probably going to cut out. Make sure it's not the SMC. No, it's not the SMC because I flick it and it works. Wait. I flicked the SMC and it shut off. Maybe not. Now it restarted. I wonder if what's SMC lid is doing. Okay, we're getting trolled. Let's reflow this one more time. Take 2, take 27. Now the new SMC I put on is giving me issues too. The fact that it shut off when I flicked the SMC tells me maybe a ball isn't touching all the way. And again, it's going to be another 2-hour live stream. So it booted into ASD, but it didn't. It shut off when I flicked the SMC, so. One more time. I'm going to use C2. I don't want to use my good stuff. I'm late. No, you didn't miss much. You just missed me getting trolled. cool because the heatsink is hot. So we're just kind of going to put the heatsink in the air filter a little bit. That's going to help remove heat from the whole board. Yeah, welcome to the club of being trolled. It's not fun. Try one more time. I think this SMC may be bad, or there's stuff under it, like those solder balls or something. Now we're dead again. Now it's an SMC bypass again. Yeah, the new SMC I think is bad. Alright, one more time I'm gonna reflow it. I think there's something up underneath this thing. I think there's gonna be a little piece of solder or something under it. I just want to flush it out. Oh, this was a way to get trolled for an hour and a half. I don't have any more 3115 SMCs in stock either. Oh, that was stupid. See what I just did? It was still liquid when I pushed down on it, but I think it's okay. Maybe that fixed it. That had to have fixed it. It should be cool enough to turn on. Plug it in. Please give me a green light. Please give me a fan spin. Green light and fan spin. Okay, maybe we're okay. Let's put it back in. The board is scalding hot, so but it should be still okay. I still kind of think maybe that the new SMC might be flaky. I really hope not, because I don't want to. I spent so much time on this board, and I want it to be fixed. I want it to be working. Maybe this is a lesson learned. Don't follow the rabbit down the hole. Because that's what I did on this one, and it's nonsense. Okay. Yeah, don't follow the rabbit down the hole. Once you get to replacing the ISL, then the TPS 125, then U5010 or whatever it is. Then when you get to replacing Thunderbolt stuff, because the customer says, well, I want Thunderbolt. And then when you run ASD, and it says, you know, VPOR sensor error. What a waste of time. Okay, fan spin, give me image, chime. No chime. Seriously hanging on post? Come on, give me a chime. No, battery connector's not plugged in. Battery indicator. Give it a second, maybe it's gonna post. Maybe it'll post. Nothing. Yeah, this new SMC is dead, so I wasted all that time getting this SMC on there only for the new chip to be dead. Yeah, that's... If I put pressure on the chip, will it post if I put pressure on the chip? So if I put pressure on the chip, it will post. So if I put pressure on the chip, will it pass VPOR? So I just need to reball it probably, and I'm not doing that tonight. So I'm gonna keep pressure on the chip, and I'm gonna run ASD for sensors, and let's see if what it comes back with. Because now that the SMC is kind of burning me, so I don't know if it's a ball under, it's not making good contact. Why is the chip burning? Yeah. What? It actually booted. No, the chip is... Yeah, I'm gonna get out of here for tonight, I think. Or let's see what else we have in the pile. So we have 2 HPs that I've never taken apart that model, so I'm not gonna stream that. So another wasted time stream that ended in failure. It's probably one of the solder pads on the chip. That's exactly probably what it is. So another waste of time. Alright, I'm out of here. Thank you for watching, and I hope you didn't learn something, because if you followed what I did tonight, you're probably not going to fix your boards very well. So I will see you next time.